Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me for this WNCT Now digital news update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. Today, all state flags will be lowered to half-staff in memory of a fallen Nash County Sheriff's deputy. 26-year-old Deputy Jared Allison had been in the intensive care unit at Vidant Medical Center in Greenville since he was injured in a Thanksgiving night crash. He died from his injuries yesterday. Allison had just completed one traffic stop the night of November 26th and was preparing to stop a motorcycle. He had his blue lights and sirens activated when his police SUV entered a Rocky Mount intersection when he was hit by another vehicle. Investigators say Allison apparently tried to avoid the crash going into the median, hitting a culvert and flipping his police vehicle. Allison was thrown from his SUV, suffering head injuries and broken bones. He had been unresponsive since arriving at the hospital Thursday night.
If you ever get a first impression, I only met this guy for a minute, and he was just a good guy. He's a good guy, had a big heart.
A police processional escorted Allison's body back to Nash County this morning, with officers from across the state part of the escort. Governor Roy Cooper is ordering state flags at all state facilities to be flown at half-staff until sunset tomorrow. Allison was a U.S. Army veteran and served with the Nash County Sheriff's Office for 2.5 years. He leaves behind his wife and 9-year-old son. A GoFundMe page account was set up by family members and has collected more than $20,000 so far. We have a link to that GoFundMe account on our website, WNCT.com. We are officially in the month of December, and that means much cooler weather. First Alert meteorologist Alex Wasylenko shows us just how cold in his forecast.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasylenko, reporting from the First Alert Weather Center on what is another cold day across eastern North Carolina. The rest of your Wednesday will pan out just fine, though, with lots of sunshine and that continued cold air. Temperatures will only top out in the upper 40s to low 50s today, but the good news is west winds will finally begin to relax, averaging about 5 to 15 miles per hour. By the overnight period into early Thursday morning, skies remain clear and temperatures keep cold. Who would have thunk? It's the month of December, right? So we're going for lows in the 20s and 30s early Thursday morning, but wind chill won't be as much of a factor tomorrow morning as those winds continue to die down under the influence of some high pressure that'll be building back into the east for Thursday afternoon and likely through the first half of Friday, but thereafter, things will start to go downhill. Do be sure to download that free First Alert weather app so you can track all the downhill progress, unfortunately, as we head into the weekend. Friday, a weather system will approach eastern North Carolina for the second half of the day Friday, with isolated showers and storms and warmer temperatures, too, in the upper 50s to low 60s. A bulk of the moisture associated with the next weather maker, though, will pass through eastern North Carolina on Saturday. The first half of the weekend is looking soggy and unsettled with scattered downpours and strong thunderstorms likely. We also can't rule out a severe weather threat for the first half of the weekend. Things will begin to quiet down, though, for Sunday and especially next week. But check out those temperatures next week. We go from the mid-60s and feeling good on Friday back down to below average temperatures for next week in the upper 40s and low 50s once again. Make it a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everybody. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasylenko.
All right, stay with us, and we'll be right back with some more news after this short break.
Reporters are all across the East and in your neighborhood.
In Tarboro,
in Kinston,
in Greenville,
at Atlantic Beach.
Covering local stories that impact you.
The groundbreaking ceremony is the beginning of construction for Morehead City's 4th City Hall.
People from all over the state of North Carolina gathered at the Sycamore Hill Missionary Baptist Church.
Historic Turnage Theater in Washington helps the community celebrate art and culture.
See their original reporting weekdays on 9 on Your Side News. WNCT 9 on Your Side has a new feature, the WNCT Podcast Network. Stay up to date on the latest political topics by subscribing to What the Politics and get your latest sports information by listening in to WNCT 9 on Your Side Sports Talk.
Thanks so much for joining me. If you're just tuning in, I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio, bringing you some early afternoon updates. WNCT is bringing you live streamed updates every Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. to bring you the latest up-to-date news before our nightly newscast. Investigators say 15 people are displaced after an early morning fire at a duplex in Greenville. It happened around 2:20 a.m. at a multi-family duplex on Westgate Drive. Greenville Fire and Rescue tell us they're looking into the cause of the fire. Flames caused significant damage to one side of the building, while another side had smoke and water damage. The Red Cross is currently helping everyone displaced by the fire. Many students across the country have been learning remotely since the start of the pandemic. Leaders of one North Carolina school district say nearly half of their 3rd through 12th grade students have failed at least one class during the start of remote learning for the current school year.
Tonight, Wake County school leaders
Wilson
discussing
County
how to keep
schools released data showing that 46% of students in those grades failed a class during the first 9 weeks of the current semester. That's more than double the rate from the same period last year. The first quarter of the school year for those students was entirely remote. Elementary and middle school students then transitioned into hybrid learning. Wilson County Superintendent Lane Mills says the outcome is not what they want for their students and system. Dr. Mills also says this same pattern is happening across the state. The superintendent says it's important that students are on a path back to face-to-face instruction and that they're becoming more accustomed to online learning. Well, that wraps up this WNCT Now early afternoon update. I'll be back again at 4 o'clock with another update for you. Thanks so much for watching.